Sathya Sai Speaks, Volume 12, Chapter 14. Your Image in His Eye, Part 2 of 2. Look out for chances to serve others. Many are dispirited at their poverty or misfortune. They hang their heads and fold their arms and blame God for their plight. It is like the magnet and the piece of iron. The iron weeps that the magnet does not draw it. I have no legs to walk, no wings to fly, no muscles to crawl or creep. How can I reach the magnet? It wails. The magnet replies, You are encrusted with rust, dust, and layers of mud. Get rid of them and automatically, without any other ado. You can contact me and be with me forever. It is sheer audacity to say, with all the rust and dust on, that God has no power to grant grace. Nor is it a sign of intelligence to say that God has no compassion in him. Examine yourselves. Purify the heart and fill it with love towards all men, and God will be with you. God is not somewhere away from you, someone distinct from you. He is in you, before you, behind you, beckoning, guiding, guarding, warning, prompting, the inner voice speaking ever with you. You need not seek him. He is there, ready to respond to the call from the heart. Call on me, and I am always by your side. Prizes were given today only to a few boys. I wish to give prizes to all of you when next I come. So behave that the grace is deserved. Look out for chances to serve others. Speak soft and sweet. Revere your teachers and all elders. Study well to the best of your ability. Do not waste a single moment in idle talk or pastime. That is the message I leave with you today. The world is a huge house of correction. Dear children, embodiments of purity and holiness, I am glad I am able to meet you again and spend some time with you. Bhagavan said that this day is my birthday, being the Monday of the month Kartik, the day according to the Hindu calendar celebrations. At Puttaparthi and elsewhere, which are done on the 23rd of November, since that is the date according to English calendar. But Bhagavantam said that you must congratulate yourselves on this coincidence. 4 days are said to be days of luck. Man must be congratulated if he gets this luck. The first is the day on which brothers and sisters, kith and kin are sitting around and attending a domestic festival, showering joy on all. The second is the day on which one gets the chance to feed the hungry, the distressed, and the defectives who cannot earn the wherewithal for livelihood. The third is the occasion when one gets the atmosphere and the opportunity to meditate on God. The fourth is the day on which a great person comes to us and instructs and inspires towards the higher life of the spirit. They feed the mind with Ananda, divine bliss, and teach us to overcome the obstacles towards God realization. You have today the great good fortune of being in the divine presence, a gift which is the most precious man can acquire. Chance circumstances have brought you into this remand home, but do not get disheartened. The others who consider themselves free are also in jail, for the world is a huge house of correction. When a prisoner is transferred from one place of confinement to another, say from Rajamundry to Warangal, he will have a police constable on each side of him, isn't it? Wherever he moves about, these two will be with him. When he can journey without these two, all alone, then he is free. All men have two constables ever with them as well. They are the symbols of his sentence of imprisonment. They are Abhiman and Mamakara, the egoistic feeling and the pride of possession. You can ever be free from worries and fears. Man is a prisoner of his senses, so long as these two keep him under guard. Man strays away into misery and pain because he loses the sense of value and runs after the temporary and the trivial. He ignores the voice of God that warns and guides from within and pays the penalty for the transgression. Life is to be dedicated not for mere food and drink or mere catering to the cravings of the senses. It has to be devoted to the attainment of the Ananda that God alone can confer. Of course, there will always be worries and fears along the road that you take from birth to death. But you can ever be free from both, provided you have as the giver of light the name Sai Ram. At least from now on, recite the name, and dear children, you will have joy and peace. Never care for the obstacles that may come your way. The name will clear the path. The gopis, milkmaids of Vrindavan, were chastised and punished by their parents, parents-in-law, and even husbands, for taking the name of Krishna, but they had the name printed in their hearts, just like the pictures in the books you read. And they could not remove the name, just as you would find it impossible to remove the picture from the paper. When you have the name in your heart and on your tongue, you will never go astray. Your hand will be clean, your eyes will be bright, your face will beam with courage and self-confidence. Man has been gifted with jnana, spiritual wisdom, the ability to discern between good and bad, not just for himself, but also for those to whom he owes a debt of gratitude. This includes his family, who nurtured him from helpless childhood to adulthood, his village, where he first saw the light of day, his country, which gave him the rich heritage of culture, and for humanity, of whom he is a valuable and significant member. God will never desert his obligations. Every culture has a body of customs and conventions laid down by the sages to maintain peace and prosperity in the community. They are tested in the crucible of experience, and they are often grouped under the word dharma, duties, or they are known as niti, ethics. To go against them is to break the rule which binds man to man and man to God. When you have not grown enough to understand how hard it is to work and earn the fruits of work, it strikes you as easy to take hold of someone else's book or pencil or money and derive satisfaction therefrom. This tendency leads you into trouble and to this place eventually. Resist that temptation. Be bold. Tell yourselves that this is wrong. It will disgrace your parents, the reputation of your family, of your village, of your country, and its ancient culture. If you feel you must have something to be happy, pray to God. God, you have the responsibility to keep me healthy, happy, good, and intelligent. Give me this thing, which I believe is necessary for my happiness. But if you think I am wrong, give me whatever you think is best. God will never desert his obligation. He will feed you and foster you. Once a sannyasin monk was proceeding to the forest for austerities, so that he may win the grace of God. He saw a cow being led by a villager. Drops of milk were shedding from its udder. He asked the villager why. The reply was, "She is about to calve. This is the indication the milk is already flowing so that the calf may have its milk as soon as it is born." The sannyasin then realized that God will give him too, wherever he was, the thing most needed for his progress. He knows best. He is all-knowing. God is compassion itself, he felt. So he turned back and contented himself with prayers and the constant contemplation of God as providence. Food got by foul means will injure you. Have patience. Do not in your hurry to enjoy cheap joys fall into error and unrighteous deeds. Have faith that God will add unto you all joys that you desire and deserve. People ask of men for favors. They extend their hands towards others and plead, "Dehi, give." But Dehi also means he who dwells in the Deha, body. That is to say, God. So don't humiliate that Dehi by calling out Dehi before others. Ask God. Say Dehi to the Dehi. He will respond generously, graciously. Food got by foul means, clothing procured through falsehood, these will only injure you. Do not think that ease and comfort are the main things in life. Disappointment, disease, distress are the lot of all, rich and poor, educated and uneducated, young and old. They are the common lot of all. Let not your pure, immaculate hearts be rendered dirty by falsehood and wrong. Do not soil your tongue using it for uttering dirty words. Utter the name of God. It acts like a spark which can burn into ash, a big hill of cotton. All evil thoughts and wicked plans and plots will disappear like fog before the sun when the name of God is remembered sincerely. As soon as you are back in your villages, join the nearest Seva Samiti service unit and share in their Seva Sadhana, effort of service, and spend your days in satsang, holy company, so that you become good and useful sons of the land. God is the refuge of the forlorn. This day some devotees came to me and impressed me to spend some time with them. But it is your call that I answered. I have spent more than an hour and a half with you, but I am not satisfied. I am sorry that a good deal of time was spent in reaching this place that could well have been spent with you. You are fortunate to keep me so long with you. remember the directions given to you and start the sadhana of Nama Smarana, spiritual discipline of remembering God's name this very moment. End of part 2 of 2, Hyderabad, April 1973. Of course, you can and do announce, I surrender my mind, my thoughts, my feelings, and my imaginings to God. But your monkey mind escapes from your hold. How then can you capture it and claim it and surrender it to God? What authority do you possess to offer something you are not the master of? Sri Sathya Sai Baba.